Okay, welcome to the Resilient Schools podcast. We are here live at SDAC's Bridging to Resilience Conference. If you are interested in attending this next year, you definitely should because it's been fabulous so far. We have Alayna here with us today, and she's going to share her talk that she's giving, and then we're going to chat about it just a little bit. So, Alayna, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Alayna, but everyone at the Learning Center calls me Giggles. I'm 16 and have a kind heart. I'm told by all my friends that I'm outgoing and just a fun person to be around. Okay, my story begins when I was in elementary school. I was a really good and happy kid before it all happened. My dad left when I was 4. Cried a while back.
Yeah.
I think, 6 or 7, can't quite
Okay.
remember. I was sexually assaulted in the back closet.
Oh, that's awful.
Every day during reading time. Hated going to school because I was just afraid. I was too afraid to even tell the teachers, so nothing happened. Nothing has changed. I was not helped. My 4th grade year, I was bullied so bad that I had books thrown at my head, hardback. I was pushed into lockers, locked in them, not helped again, and then I was being suspended and expelled all the time. And then I had all this stuff going on at home from my grandparents dying, from just getting in trouble at home, from being in trouble at school. And so it was just a continuous cycle of just all of it. So, and then 6th grade, I was bullied to the point where I didn't want to go to school anymore. I would beg my mom not to let me get on that bus. And then my 8th grade year, it was a little better, but we had a classmate that died in the middle of the school year when I got bullied for crying over it. They told me I'm not allowed to cry. He didn't like me. I didn't know him. It's like I kind of did know him, though.
Yeah. Wow. So you had all these experiences.
Yeah.
It sounds like they were all, including the assault, the sexual assault, were by other kids. Is that right?
Mostly the same kids. And freshman year, it just got worse and worse.
And so bad things are happening to you and nobody's doing anything.
Yeah.
What's your perception of why nothing was done?
I have no idea, but when I was in my freshman year, I went to the counselor. I'd skip classes just to talk to the counselors, and it helped a little bit. I got a therapist. I now have a case manager. I've recently had to talk to crisis team for other things going on, and so it's just kind of all adding up.
Yeah.
Moving to SDAC made me lose all my friends from my old school, so just kind of all adds up.
Yeah, for sure. So now you're in this school, and how is this school helping you with the things that you've dealt with in the past and are currently dealing with?
Well, they don't have as much. There's no bullying. There's no, mean things that are allowed to be told by people. But, people are still mean, obviously. That's how everyone's going to be. But it's so much less to where I don't feel like self-harming.
Yeah. And so going to a school where they're focusing on this stuff hasn't solved the problem, but it's lessened it. Is that what you're saying?
Definitely.
Yeah. Where do you feel the responsibility lies in stopping the negative behavior towards you?
Well, it's also, I have anger issues, so whenever I get told something mean, I kind of snap, and they get a response, so they continue. I just need to teach myself not to respond, to walk away, but it's hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, this is really fascinating, Alayna, because you're expressing ownership over something, not in I'm doing this because I'm a bad person, but hey, I recognize my own limitations and I see how my behavior impacts what other people do, and I'm willing to take ownership for it. I haven't gotten the impression that you're blaming other people for these bad things happening to you, but it feels like you could. Like anybody looking at this would say you could. Why aren't you blaming somebody else, Alayna?
Because I've been in the same shoes they have. I know why people bully. They have stuff going on at home and they're just trying to take it out and like let it off.
Mm.
But at the same time, I've also been mean to other people. So I know how it feels and I can't say, hey, it's not their fault.
Yeah. Interesting. So, how do you have that empathy and understanding for others? Where did that come from?
I don't know. It kind of just comes from like through all my therapy sessions. It's like you never know what somebody else is going through.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to be nice back and maybe teach them
Mm-hmm.
something.
Yeah. So, how how does that happen now when somebody's mean to you? What are the steps you take to make better choices than you have in the past?
I usually don't say anything and walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't usually. I'm trying to.
Okay,
Sorry.
there we go.
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I'm getting pretty good at it. And then my new coping mechanism is to go in a dark room and just sit there.
Mm.
So at ESDAC, I'll just go into the bathroom and
Okay.
just sit on the floor.
All right. So, do they have a better room for you to go sit in besides the bathroom? Something
Not
that's maybe a
really.
little more comfortable?
Not really. It's like the bathroom's away from the whole room, like
Mm-hmm.
so I'm away from all the kids. And nobody really uses the bathroom, so it's not like I'm getting interrupted from
Gotcha.
my little headspace mental time,
Yeah,
kind of.
interesting. So you called that a coping mechanism, right? And so that's a way that you deal with the stress. And what people typically do when they're stressed or feeling anxious or having unpleasant feelings is they either take out aggression on someone or they sedate themselves with scrolling through Instagram, eating food, doing other things, self-harming, other things like that to help them deal with it. How did you learn to change and do something that is actually quite healthy, being by yourself, taking time alone,
Huh.
not going to your phone, that kind of stuff?
I also don't have a smartphone, so I kind
Oh
of
yeah.
can't. So,
So
but I learned it from because I would just go in the bathroom and instead of punching a wall, I'd punch the stall door.
mm,
I'd get it out quicker, and then she's like, "That's not very healthy for you." And then
yeah.
I just started sitting on the bathroom floor.
And so is punching the wall or the bathroom stall, is that uh, more self-harming? Like, is that another way that you would self-harm?
I don't know, to be honest.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't know either.
I've never self harmed. I always looked at it like, why would you lose your like or end your life when there's so many people that care about you and that will miss you? Like
Mm,
you're just hurting like yourself more than you are. No, sorry, you're hurting them more than you are yourself. And
interesting.
then self harming, it's like when you cut yourself or like do something, you're just like when you look at that scar and later in the years, you're gonna look at that and be like, why the heck did I do that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so now you've got some coping mechanisms, some things that are working better. What does your hope for the future look like?
I actually have it in here.
Okay.
You're gonna be very surprised, to say the least. So, my hope is to basically, I want to graduate high school and then become a race car driver.
Oh, interesting.
So, and I've learned that the reason why is because when you're racing, you leave all the stuff you went through in the past and you're focusing on what is happening now. And then I also want to go to, I forgot the college's name, but I want to go to college for photography because I've already taken a few years, so I only need like a year. So, and then when you take a picture, you're taking that moment and you're just living in it for a while. Just get away from reality.
So fascinating. So I heard Danica Patrick. She has a podcast called Pretty Intense, and she's a former race car driver. And she was talking about that, about being a race car driver, and how truly what you're talking about, forcing yourself to be present, is a very real thing. You have to be present when you're driving the race car because you can't be thinking about anything else. And so I think it's really fascinating that you say that, because being present is a struggle for so many people, at all ages. And why is that so important to you, Alayna?
It kind of gives me a little bit more hope. It like lets me see that I do have a future. I do need to keep on going.
Yeah, how fascinating. What a great answer. Focusing on the present and the now makes me have hope for the future. I think that's incredible. Very insightful for someone with so few years on the earth, something that people live their whole lives to try to figure out that piece. Well, thank you so much for being here, Elena. This was great to chat with you, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you.